One day in history, someone asked God, give me a home where the Buffalo roam, and thus God made McAlester. Well, it is Game 3 for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes here in their opening week, and they're still looking for their first win, although they have been close time and time again in their first two games. They were one run away last night against the Durant Lady Lions, and they were tied 2-2 going into the seventh inning against Stigler back on Monday. Will today be the day they get their first win of 2025? We're about to find out. Hello and welcome to Mike Deek Field in McAlester, Oklahoma. The side of today's non-district matchup between the McAlester Lady Buffaloes and the Byng Lady Pirates. I'm Brandon Green, your voice of the Lady Buffaloes, alongside Nate Brown, coming to you live on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, the KNED app, as well as video streaming on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. So, the McAlester Lady Buffaloes are once again under the sun here. 93 degrees will be the temperature at first pitch, feeling like 96, and the temperature should drop to about 86 by the time that this game is over. A little bit stronger winds than what we saw on Monday, but not too strong. A little bit of wind blowing out to left center field at 9 miles per hour. That should drop to about 6 by the time that this game is over. So the McAlester Lady Buffaloes are 0-2. They've lost to Stigler 6-2 and Durant 9-8. Now, although they don't have their first win, this is the first time, as you're looking at Durant from a night ago, it was the first time that McAlester has scored 8 runs or more in over a season. They had not scored that many runs since the 2023 regionals when they lost to Grove 16-9. And so McAlester put up some runs last night. They were tied 4-4 going into the fifth inning. They got a majority of their runs, 3 runs, I believe, in the fifth inning, tied it up 4-4. Then they went down 9-4 going into the seventh inning. They scored 4 runs, made it a 9-8 ball game, and had the tying run at second base, that close from tying it up to send it to the bottom of the seventh inning. Close but no cigar. And then obviously on Monday they were tied 2-2 going into the seventh, despite having 5 errors. So McAlester, they have lost now 2 games, both of them by 4 runs or less. They only had 4 losses last year after going 1-18 according to OSSAA rankings. They had 4 losses all season that were by 4 runs or less. McAlster's had 2 so far. Now, I know that doesn't account for much. You did not win the game. They don't care about being close. They want to win the game. Close does not mean that you won the game. It still means that you have an L in the loss column. But as far as a broadcaster's perspective here, it means that you're making a little bit of progress, even if it is the first 2 games of the season, because usually no matter who it is, state champion or a team that won 1 game last year, you get better as the season goes along. And if McAlester can keep on improving and then find who they can put where they need to put them at in different games, McAllister's going to be fine by the time that the end of the season comes around and trying to be competitive. And McAlester, a lot of times last year, they just weren't competitive. And a lot of the last 5 years since they last had a winning record, they have struggled to be competitive. They've been competitive the first 2 games, and now is a great day to be able to go take their first win.
I completely agree.
But it's going to be a little hard. They're taking on the Byng Lady Pirates in Class 4A. They lost their season opener to Lone Grove 9-0, and they responded in a big way, sweeping Medill in district play 18-1 and 16-4, and then they they shut out Vanos at 5-0 just, I believe, yesterday. Last year, they were 14-13 on the season, led by head coach Marcus Carr. They were 0-2 in regionals against Kingfisher, losing 9-1 and 3-0. They started the season 7-1. They ended their season winning only 7 out of their last 19 games. They were 2-4 against ranked opponents. They beat number 8 in Class B Roth, and a big win against 5A number 3 Guthrie. They won 3-2 in the Noble Festival. That was back on September 13th of 2024. They also lost to 4A number 16 Plainview twice and 4A number 7 Purcell twice. Their last matchup with McAlester was on August 18th, 2023. Byng won that game 14-8. They have never made the state tournament in fast pitch softball. They qualified for state in 2002, 2004, and 2005 in slow pitch. Didn't win state in any appearance. So they're looking for their first fast-pitch softball appearance, and maybe this year is the year that the Lady Pirates get it done. The last McAlester win over Byng, September 2nd, 2021, in a 9-1 win. They did not play each other back in 2022. Let's look at your starting lineup, starting off with the Byng Lady Pirates, who are wearing pinstripe jerseys today with a little bit like an off-color blue-gray type pinstripe color with the gold, it's a different type of gold that you're seeing for their numbers and also for their pinstripe socks as well. Let's look at your starting lineups led by head coach Marcus Carr. Batting first, the center fielder, number 2, Riley Colbert. Batting second, the left fielder, number 18, Marley Parker. Batting third, the designated player, number 8, Avon Johnson. She is batting for the catcher, number 22, Ella Bateman. Batting cleanup, the pitcher, number 23, Piper Presley, the first 3 Presleys that we're going to mention in the starting lineup. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 10, Remington Clifford. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 27, I believe that is Cody Graham. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 3, Emma Presley. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 21, Pepper Presley. And batting ninth and rounding out the starting 9 will be the right fielder, number 11, Sophia Smith. And I'm sorry, that is Katie Graham. Katie Graham, not Cody Graham. Katie Graham batting sixth and playing shortstop. Now for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, they're wearing their black home jerseys with the white McAlester across the front and McAlester numerals, as well as the white pants and the black and gold pinstripes, it looks like, for the Lady Buffaloes residing on the third base side. Leading it off will be the shortstop, number 2, Rylan Lesnow. Lesnow at short. Batting second, the third baseman, number 6, Emmy Hollis. Hollis at the hot corner. Batting third and pitching today, number 15, Sam Schaefer. Schaefer inside the circle. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 12, Kelsey Rowell. Rowell behind the plate. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 16, Emma Garrison. Garrison in left field. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 19, Addie Pennington. Pennington, the designated player. For the right fielder, number 4, Coral Coy. Coy in right field. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 21, Taylor Williams. Williams at first. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 5, Katie Ivy. Ivy at second, and rounding out the starting 9 for the black and gold, the center fielder, number 3, Bailey Caldwell. Caldwell in center. We'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors for the 2025 Lady Buffalo softball and volleyball season. You can find our broadcast schedule online at McAllisterRadio.com on the sports tab. Prime Structures, Portable Buildings, and more. Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford and Loftus Furniture of McAlester bringing you our softball and volleyball coverage this season. We encourage you to go check them out. And if you do not require their services, at least call them or stop by and say thank you for supporting McAlester Radio's broadcast and for putting these student athletes on the air. Now let's send things down over to Derek Hadrich, the PA man for today, underneath sunny skies here in McAlester, as we're about to have a moment of silence and then the playing of our national anthem.
Thank you. And now, to honor America and the brave women and men serving our country throughout the world, please join in the playing of the national anthem.
All right, partner, you ready?
Let's softball.
All right, so the McAlester Lady Buffaloes have taken the field as they will send it to the diamond. Once again, looking around it, Williams at first base, Ivy at second, Lesnow at short, Hollis at third, and the outfield Garrison in left, Caldwell in center, Coy in right, and the battery for the Lady Buffaloes today is Rao behind the plate and Sam Schaefer inside the circle. Now, compared to the first game, Nate, we had a couple of changes. It's now Schaefer inside the circle as Kinley Brown pitched for McAlester back on Monday in the season opener that we were able to broadcast. In right field, it's now Coral Coy instead of Mullins. So what do you want to see from McAlester today based on what you saw on Monday, other than a win? Because obviously they were that close going into the seventh, tied 2-2 against Stigler.
They were, and it was very impressive, but the biggest thing I'm looking for is for them to string some offense together and get some runs we didn't see them, but like they did down in Durant just yesterday, putting 8 runs up on the board for the first time in quite a while.
And it was the first time since 2023, if anyone missed that the McAlester Lady Buffaloes scored 8 or more runs. Really, the first time that they scored more than 5 runs, it was since 2023. So they were able to put together some runs, 4 in the 7th inning, to try to make a big-time comeback in district play. Just came up a little bit too short. They'll have another chance to beat Durant. That'll be on September 22nd on a Monday back here at Mike Deep, by the way. All right, so we'll have a lefty, Riley Colbert, digging in for the Byng Lady Pirates. Looks like she is ready. Inside the circle for McAlester once more, Sam Schaefer. She is ready. And here's the first pitch of the ball game. It'll be a little outside, ball 1. First pitch time a little bit early today, 5:59 first pitch time today. I was also let known that a lot of our games this year, we don't know for sure until it actually happens, as here's the 1-0 pitch. This one catches the outside corner for strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of our games, don't be surprised if they get moved to 6 p.m.
Right.
So we had our game at 5 on Monday, but don't be surprised if the rest of our broadcast times are at 6. 1-1. That one misses a little bit up and out. And now the count runs in favor of the lefty Colbert. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Schaefer is impressing me with the velocity she's bringing so far.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she pitched in the JV game on Monday against Stigler. Showed off that. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Snagged by the second baseman, Ivy. She throws to first base in time for out number 1. So a 4-3 ground out is the beginning of our game here, which brings up the left fielder, number 18, Marley Parker. And it's weird. I feel like we're just starting the season. It's the first week of the season, but we don't get to broadcast another McAlester softball game until Monday, September 22nd.
Man, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's
basically
over
a month away.
It is over a month. Here's the first pitch to the righty Parker that fills the zone for strike 1. And we're going to be covering some volleyball games instead of softball, because volleyball only, outside of the MacTown Throwdown, they only have 3 home matches all year long. 0-1 off speed, line down the left field line, bounces foul. And way ahead in the count here is Schaefer at 0-2 against Marley Parker with 1 down and nobody on, just beginning the top of the first inning.
And we did see this against Stigler, McAlester getting out early in counts ahead of these hitters. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Schaefer, the 0-2, fires the fastball, misses a little bit high, but a nice competitive pitch. That's a pitch that you might get Parker to chase on. Nice eye. She's all the way up in the box, as Schaefer will deliver the 1-2 pitch. Goes off speed, another grounder to the right side. Fielded by Ivy. She throws to Williams at first base. And second verse, same as the first. 4-3 ground out, which brings up Avon Johnson with 2 down and nobody on.
To the plate, number 8.
And Brandon Green and Nate Brown, your commentators for today. I'm Brandon. That's Nate. Hi.
Hello.
Schaefer against Avon Johnson. Once again, another righty. First pitch is bounced off of Rowell for strike 1 on the foul ball. And some clouds out to our northeast here, but nothing like Monday where we had to worry about some rain coming in. There were some storms that Monday night. Here's the 0-1 from Schaefer. Long looping off speed that catches the inside corner and moves the count to 0-2.
Love that pitch. She was not looking off speed at all, and she thought that was going high.
Schaefer with the count 0-2 against Johnson. And the pitch. Fastball lined up the middle, bounces into the outfield. And an 0-2 pitch was a pitch to hit there for Avon Johnson, the 3-hole batter, to give them a chance here with 2 down and a runner at first base to bring up Piper Presley, as we mentioned in the lineups that we announced about 5 or so minutes ago. Presley, one of 3 Presleys in the starting lineup for the Byng Lady Pirates. Here's the first pitch. That's fouled straight back for strike 1. What I'm impressed about with Sam Schaefer so far, as you mentioned earlier, a little bit of velocity here for the junior Schaefer, but also getting ahead of counts, filling the zone. Here's the 0-1, and that one's fouled off as well, moving the count to 0-2. I think that is what's going to play into McAllister's successes here. Obviously, anybody that plays on a diamond, baseball or softball, if you can fill the zone and let your defense work and your defense repays you in kind for throwing strikes, you're going to win a lot of games. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Schaefer. Goes off speed in a high fly ball. Left center field, Caldwell going back, making the catch in the alleyway for out number 3. So single by Avon Johnson is put away there with a fly out to center field. And that brings us to the bottom of the first inning with no score between the Byng Lady Pirates and your McAlester Lady Buffaloes. You're listening to Lady Buff Softball here on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Heading to the bottom of the first inning, the McAlester Lady Buffaloes knotted up with the Byng Lady Pirates. And, we were mentioning Schaefer's velocity, but then we were looking at some warm-ups, and McAlester, they're going to have to take on Piper Presley, which has a piping hot fastball. I mean, the velocity coming at the batters pretty quickly. Now, we saw how quick that Lexi Cates was throwing for the Stigler Lady Panthers back on Monday. Piper throwing significantly harder. So
yeah, that's not even close.
McAllister's going to be on their toes here. Rylan Lesnow will dig into the box, representing the first batter for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes. Bottom of the first, no score. Here's the first pitch of the day from Presley. And it's a high fly ball, deep center field, carrying towards the wall, and it'll be caught about 6 feet from the wall by the center fielder Riley Colbert. Well, Rylan Lesnow is ready for that fastball, and she drove it nearly to the warning track if there was one over here at the Mike Deek Field. And
basically where the warning track would be.
Would be if you had a softball field that wasn't converted here on the baseball field. So first pitch, first out, efficiency there for Presley. Here's the first pitch to the righty, Emmy Hollis. Goes off speed with it. A swing and a miss for strike one. Hollis, the third baseman, number 6, junior for the black and gold. Down 0-1. And the pitch. Going back with the fastball, outer half, called strike 2. Now, the outfield was playing a little bit in against Rylan Lesnow, but after she was able to send it as deep as she did, they decided, we're going to stay a little bit further back. More average depth here now for the Lady Pirate defense in their outfield. 0-2. Grounded right back to the pitcher, Piper Presley, who fields it over to first base in time for out number 2. So the 1-3 ground out. We'll send us to pitcher v. pitcher here, number 15, Sam Schaefer. Now, Schaefer, she pinch hit for Katie Ivy in the game against Stigler that we were able to call on Monday. She grounded out to the second baseman. At the time, that was Bracken of Stigler. All the way back in the box, the lefty. First pitch lined over the fence, but not the fence that we were looking for. Near the third base dugout, that will lead to a Lady Buffalo teammate going to track that down near the Hughes Field House. Count moves to 0-1 on Schaefer. Now, Schaefer, even though she grounded out to second, put up a heck of a battle against Lexi Cates. Was able to make plenty of contact here. Next pitch from Presley. And that's the first ball that she has thrown today. Low and outside. Count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike.
Presley looks like she's going to be very tough to hit today.
Like I said, she's got pretty good 1-2 punch there that we've already seen out of the pitches that she's thrown. Next one, fastball, tried running in on the inner half of Schaefer. That one misses for the first time today. Presley behind in the count, 2-1. Two one from Presley. Fastball line down the third base line, just foul. Already hugging the line is Pepper Presley. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the first inning with no score. 2 out, nobody on for the Lady Buffaloes. Presley, the pitch to Schaefer. And that just missed, a little bit outside. Byng wanted it, didn't get it. Count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now, how about this? Going from pinch hitting on Monday to batting out of the 3 hole today.
Big step up.
Counts full, the 3-2 pitch from Presley. Inner half, got him. Strike 3. That one looked like it might have been a little inside as Schaefer backed on up. But a called strike 3 backwards K for Presley's first strikeout of the day. Well, we played 1 inning, no score between the Lady Pirates and your McAlester Lady Buffaloes. To the top of the second we go as the Lady Buffaloes go down in order 1, 2, 3 here on KNED.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, fourth-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built at McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
We head now to the top of the second inning. No score between the Lady Buffaloes and the Byng Lady Pirates. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hole batters up for Byng as here's the first pitch from Sam Schaefer that bounces into Rowell for ball 1. Remington Clifford up to the plate for the Lady Pirates. Again, Byng out of 4A. 3-1 currently. Their only loss in their season opener to Lone Grove, 9-0. 1-0 pitch. That one misses eye level, and the count runs to 2-0 against Clifford. An outfield playing a little bit deep here for McAlester. Also shifted left with Caldwell in center. 2-0 pitch. And that's a called strike on the inner half. That pitch gets away from Rowell. In situations like that, when you see that from the catcher, you might see them try to bring a pitch back in and they think it's borderline.
Yeah.
And that's why you're thinking, well, why didn't they catch it? Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. They might be trying to bring it back in. It is a called strike 1. 2-1 pitch from Schaefer. Goes back to the inner half, and she's loving that spot. On the black, called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So far, I'd say that the home plate umpire also given the inner half of the plate more than the outer half so far. So pitchers and catchers need to understand that. 2-2 pitch. Off speed, flied out. Right center field, Caldwell giving chase. Underneath it, makes the catch. Nice running catch by Caldwell in center field for out number 1. Brings up the shortstop, number 27, Katie Graham. One hit so far by either team that's been Byng, as this one bounces in right in front of the back foot of Graham for ball 1. Also, I'm noticing, even though Schaefer does give it a little bit of oomph when she throws a fastball, a lot of Byng batters up in the box. Here's a ground ball towards third base coach, and I believe head coach Marcus Carr. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And I think the reason why they're up in the box, you have to understand that there are some times that they take live BP. And who do you think's throwing that live BP?
100% of the time.
It's Piper Presley has thrown them some live BP, so they're used to some speed there. 1-1. This one's fouled. Out in front again is Graham. The count moves to 1-2. Schaefer retrieves the foul ball back into the circle with the 2-strike pitch coming up. 1-2 with 1 down and the pitch. Works off speed and once again bounces into the right-handed batter's box. Count evens up at 2-2.
Not a bad pitch there on 1-2.
You don't want to give him something to hit because on an 0-2 count, we've already seen the only hit that we've seen from Avon Johnson, the Lady Pirates. As here's a fastball that Graham did chase, but she was able to foul it backward and stay alive.
I'm not sure how she got to that one. That was over her eye level.
Count to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Schaefer the pitch. Another fly ball, this time playable, up the middle of the field. Caldwell coming in to shallow center field to make the catch for out number 2. Caldwell's been busy. That is now 3 consecutive outs from the Byng Lady Pirates going back to the first inning. That have been flyouts to center. So Caldwell getting plenty of action here to bring up Emma Presley, the second baseman. She shows bunt. McAllister's defense doesn't really crouch up anymore. Pulls back, and the pitch. Catching the outer part of the plate for strike 1. Schaefer, like an artist, has been painting the corner so far. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch, this time tried running in on the inner half. That one misses. Even count at 1 ball, 1 strike. McAllister still looking for that home first strikeout, 1-1 pitch. Rolls off speed in there for strike 2. It's been an effective pitch so far for Schaefer through an inning and 2/3.
Yeah, that off speed is really working for her right now.
Looking for the K. Schaefer. The pitch. Fastball softly lined to the second baseman. Ivy snags it for out number 3. And the Byng Lady Pirates go down in order. 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the second inning. McAllister will send up the middle of the order. Kelsey Rowell, Emma Garrison, and Addie Pennington when we return here on your coverage of McAllister Lady Buffalo softball on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAllister and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAllister and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAllister, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAllister High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
Number 12, Kelsey Rowell.
Bottom of the second inning, the McAllister Lady Buffaloes knotted up with the Byng Lady Pirates 0-0. As we send to the plate the cleanup hitter for McAllister, catcher number 12, Kelsey Rowell. Here's the first pitch from Piper Presley, and this is a chase by Rowell for strike 1, going after one that was low in the turf. But again, McAllister, we mentioned it in the first inning, doesn't have a lot of time to react to some of these pitches, and that time, I think it was just a secondary pitch that Rowell chased. Here's the next one. Fastball by you. Strike 2. Kelsey Rowell went 1 for 1 with an RBI against Stigler back on Monday. She was hit by a pitch, walked, and laid down an RBI bunt. Presley looking for back-to-back Ks. Won't happen this time, but instead it's bounced out to her. She'll flip it over to first base. Clifford retrieves for out number 1. Our second 1-3 ground out of the game brings up the 5-hole batter, sophomore left fielder number 16, Emma Garrison, who made a pretty nice catch back on Monday.
Garrison.
She's all the way back in the box, giving herself as much reaction time as she can here to Presley. Presley retrieves her pitch selection and delivers it. There's another ground ball, left side, snagged by the third baseman, Pepper Presley, across the diamond in time for out number 2. So far, Buffaloes 5 up, 5 down. Addie Pennington trying to break through here, as she'll come up to the plate as a designated player.
Addie Pennington.
Pennington batted out of the 3-hole back on Monday, struck out twice, and grounded out to the catcher. Yes, it was a little tapper out in front. She'll dig in against Presley. First pitch. Fastball missing low. Good eye. Ball 1. So 2 down, nobody on. Bottom of the second. No score between the Lady Pirates and the Lady Buffaloes. McAllister looking for their first win over Byng in 4 years, but again, they did not play each other back in 2022. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball down the first base line. Grabbed by Clifford, and she'll step on first herself for out number 3. Buffaloes go down in order once more. We head to the top of the third with no score. 8-9-1 batters coming up for Byng. You're listening to Lady Buffalo Softball on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Top of the third inning, first pitch of it will be a chopper left side deep into the hole. Lesnow grabs and throws to first base. Nice play by the junior Rylan Lesnow on the first ball hit to her for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. As I like to say, that's what we call efficiency there for Sam Schaefer, beginning her third inning in the circle. Pepper Presley, the one that hit the ground ball deep into the hole. Brings up the right fielder, number 11, Sophia Smith. First pitch to Smith, and she pops this one up behind home plate, chasing out after it is Rowell. But as you might have heard, that landed on top of the grandstand, and unless you're Mr. Fantastic, you're not going to be able to catch that ball. That's strike 1.
You know, I still need to go see that movie.
Yep, Fantastic Four, First Steps, still in theaters. I believe this weekend might be. No, I think that Superman is leaving theaters this weekend. Here's the 0-1. That one misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. By the way, no score here in the top of the third inning between Byng and McAlester, as McAlester is searching for their first win of the 2025 season and their third shot at it. 1-1 is flied towards shallow left field. Coming in, Garrison makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So first time through the order for Byng, there's been 1 hit from the 3-hole batter, Aben Johnson. It brings up the top of the order as we turn it over to Riley Colbert, who grounded out to the second baseman, Katie Ivy, earlier to start the game. That was 21 minutes ago. First pitch from the righty shows bunt. Nice one in front over to Schaefer. Schaefer fields, throws to first, and the speedy Colbert is able to get 60 over to first base for a 2-out base knock.
It's a good call. I don't think anyone in the stadium was expecting a bunt attempt there.
And third baseman Hollis was playing about even with the bag. It was down. Only play at it was Schaefer. And don't be surprised if she tries to take second here to get into scoring position. First pitch. There she goes. Pitches the ball. Throw down to second is not in time. 1 ball, no strikes. So far what I'm seeing from Riley Colbert is a lot like what we see from Graydon Howell and Broken Bow. If you've ever seen him play baseball, he's a 3-sport athlete. Really a 4-sport athlete, and he's fantastic at all of it. So here's the 1-0. That is called strike on the fastball to move the count to even at 1 ball and 1 strike. McAlester plays Graydon Howell here in just a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from today. We saw him play in 3 out of the 4 sports that he does play throughout the year. You might be wondering, what's the 4th sport? Track. 1-1. Misses. Nice spot, though, and the count moves to 2-1. And scoring position is Riley Colbert for Marley Parker here, who grounded out to the second baseman, Ivy. But, yeah, I saw him play against McAlester in baseball, and, hey, you get him at first base, it's almost an automatic run. And here's a hard-hit line drive that's well foul. And the count moves to 2-2. He would bunt the ball, get on first base. And he almost reaches first base on a hard-hit ground ball to short when we have Denver Durant fielding, and you know how hard he throws. He gets close up to 90 on the mound. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, waits for it, lines it up the middle. Could be a run as it's fielded by Caldwell. And, yeah, you're not going to be able to beat the speedy Colbert rounding third and scoring. As 2-out magic happening here for the Pirates. Marley Parker with the RBI single. She's held up at first base. And Byng strikes first. Brings up Aben Johnson. So after only having 1 hit the first time through the order, back-to-back base hits here for Byng. If I heard correctly, Marley Parker, someone said from the Byng,
she's a freshman.
She's a freshman. Shaver tries to bounce back. First pitch, hard hit ground ball deep into the hole. It'll get into the outfield. Garrison Fields in left and throws to third. Now 3 consecutive hits. This is feeling a lot like the 7th inning back on Monday. There was only 3 hits from Stigler through the first 6 on Monday. They had 5 consecutive base knocks to make it a 6-2 game after it was 2-2 with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Yep.
In the top of the 7th. McAlester trying to stop the bleeding. First pitch, catching the outer half against Piper Presley, trying to help her own cause here. She's the pitcher for Byng. She has runners at first and second with 2 down and a 1-0 lead for Byng in the top of the 3rd. Schaefer deals. Off speed, fouls off. The count quickly goes to 0-2.
Now, if you're Schaefer, you have to get out of the inning on this pitch without letting another run score. With how much or how well
Presley,
yeah, I couldn't remember her last name. With how well she's been pitching.
The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got her with a high heater, and that is out number 3, leaving the runners stranded at first and second. But Byng does take the lead on a Marley Parker RBI single. And it's now 1-0 as we head our way to the home half of the 3rd. It'll be the bottom of the order up for McAlester, Taylor Williams, Katie Ivy, and Bailey Caldwell when we return on KNED.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South Georgia 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Byng does take the lead. As we mentioned, Marley Parker with an RBI single back in the top half of the inning. It is 1-0, Byng on top. Now batting Taylor Williams, the junior for McAlester, first baseman. Rocking the no sleeves today. She will dig into the right-handed batter's box. On Monday, went 1 for 3 with a single in between 2 groundouts, 1 to the pitcher and 1 to first. First pitch to her is a fastball catching the outer half for strike 1. Be Williams, Ivy, and Caldwell. 0-1 pitch from Presley. This is fouled. Late on it is Williams, and the count is now 0-2. I also bet, we were mentioning this back in the first inning, but time's getting moved to 6 p.m. That's going to help a little bit with the heat. Still hot, don't get me wrong. You still have to warm up in it, but at least you don't have to be out in it for as long during its peak, you know. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Williams, and it's a fastball that sails high. And now the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes favoring Piper Presley. She gets the pitch, toes the rubber. 1-2. Rolls with an off-speed pitch that misses low. And the count now is even at 2-2. Taylor Williams has swung at 1 pitch so far at this at-bat. She was a little bit behind. Right and smack dab in the middle of the box, 2-2 pitch. Swings and misses for strike 3. K number 2 for Presley. Brings to the plate Katie Ivy. 8 and 9 holes where McAlester, at least compared to what we saw on Mondays, where McAlester will need to have a little bit more production. Ivy batted out of the 7 hole. She went over 2 on Monday with a bunt out to the catcher and the ground out to second. But out of the 8 and 9 hole batters back on Monday, I'll continue that thought after the first pitch. She shows bunt, gets it down, and it veers foul on top of the interlocking MB logo. down the third base line for strike one to Ivy. But looking at the 8 and 9 hole batters for McAlester, they went a combined between 4 batters, went a combined 0 for 5 with 5 Ks and 1 hit by pitch.
Yeah, can't have that.
0-1 to the righty. Fastball. Once again, outside corner, strike 2.
And not only is Presley bringing the heat, she's locating very well today.
Looking for back-to-back strikeouts for Presley, and number 3 on the day for her. The 0-2 is fouled off late on it, rolls it towards the first base coach here for McAlester as the count moves to 0-2. Coach Homer, I don't know if you can hear him saying, be ready from the third base side. 0-2 pitch. And that time she was. Coach Homer, liking what he sees, gives a nod of approval, says, you're on it. Count remains 0-2 as Presley is commanding the at-bat. But we've seen through the first 2 games, though, that McAlester, they started to get their footing once they get to around inning 4 and 5. They scored 8 runs on, a day ago. Here's the 0-2. And here's a swing and a miss. Pulled the string on Katie Ivy for strike 3. 2 up, 2 down brings up Bailey Caldwell. But we saw on in our stream yesterday that we were looking at against Durant that what really came down to it is McAlester scored 7 out of their 8 runs in 3 innings.
Yeah.
They scored 3 in the 5th and 4 in the 7th.
Can't ask for a whole lot more than that.
They just got to see a pitcher first time through. Here's the first pitch that's swung on and missed by Caldwell for strike 1. Caldwell's made some nice plays out in the field, looking for her first hit, at least at home this season. She went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts on Monday against Stigler. 0-1 pitch. Fastball missing outside. Count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. Both pitchers have been incredibly accurate. No walks or hit by pitches so far from Presley or Schaefer. Lady Buffaloes have gone 8 up, 8 down so far. 1-1 to Caldwell. Off speed, filling the zone. Another excellent pitch from Presley, and the count moves to 1-2.
And the problem is there's not a whole lot McAlester can do with these pitches, even if they do swing at it. She's locating it on the outside of all the zone.
1-2, fastball misses up and away, and the count is now at 2-2. But again, not a bad waste pitch there to see if someone chases, especially when you rev up the velocity there, like she did on the fastball. Count even at 2-2. Deuce is wild once more. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down with nobody on for the Lady Buffaloes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. She strikes out the side. All frontwards Ks, and the Lady Buffaloes have gone 9 up, 9 down against Piper Presley and the Byng Lady Pirates. It is 1-0 Byng as we head to the top of the 4th inning. You're listening to McAlester Lady Buffalo Softball on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
Byng broke through back in the previous inning, was able to score a run, and had 3 hits after having only 1 through the first 2 innings. They're looking to continue on that momentum here with their 5, 6, 7 hole batters. Here's the first pitch to Clifford. That misses inside for ball 1 to Remington Clifford, who flew out to center field back in her first at bat. 1-0 is our score. Byng leading McAlester, top of the 4th inning. Sam Schaefer in the circle to begin her 4th inning of work, as the next pitch does fill the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. But what we're seeing so far from Schaefer and what we saw from Kinley Brown back on Monday. Continue that thought after this 1-1 pitch. Off speed in there. Excellent pitch for Schaefer. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. What you're seeing so far is that McAlester has options inside the circle.
They absolutely do, and she's really impressing me today.
Schaefer. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, foul. She fouls it towards the Hughes Fieldhouse. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That means that if you ever see Schaefer get into some trouble, or Kinley Brown, if she's pitching, she gets into some trouble, you can rely on the other one to come on in and be able to fill the zone and have your defense work behind her. Schaefer looking for back-to-back Ks. 1-2 pitch. Popped it up, foul territory, giving chase is Hollis, but again, this one will get over the fence near the Hughes Fieldhouse once more, and the count goes to 1-2. Well, rather remains at 1-2. Do it again at 1-2. Schaefer, off speed, bottom of the zone. Oh, that's a strike. Home plate umpire missed that one. That one was well above the knees when it crossed. I know it was caught like a basket there from Rao, but that one did cross the plate plenty over the knees. We'll do it again at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball that bounces in, just barely skips into Rao, and the count now moves to full at 3-2. But that off speed, that was 10 out of 10 a strike. Count full at 3-2. Pitch from Schaefer. Hard hit fly ball, deep left center field, carrying, and one hopped off the wall. Getting it in will be Garrison. As instead of a strikeout a couple of pitches prior, it's a stand-up double to begin the top of the 4th. Brings up Katie Graham.
Is that another freshman?
That's what I think I'm hearing from Bing's chant. That's a freshman. So 2 freshmen that have had 2 of the biggest hits so far. Marley Parker with an RBI single earlier, and Remington Clifford there with a stand-up double to begin the 4th inning. First pitch to the next batter is a ground ball third base line, but foul. From Katie Graham, who flew out to center field. Back in her first at bat. Let us know where you're listening from here today. Again, we're on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio, or for anyone that doesn't remember it as Twitter, then you're probably not old enough to be able to chime in here. But again, that's at Buff Sports Radio on X. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off speed that bounces off the plate. And the count is now at 1-1. Or you can also message us on Facebook at facebook.com/McAlester Radio. 1-1 pitch. Fastball lined left field and foul. The count now moves to 1-2 as Schaefer once again ahead in the count. I know that we ended up having Emma Feiner, who is taking a new job up in Toledo, Ohio, from the news capital. She was watching back on Monday.
Oh, was she?
Yes, she was. 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses low, and the count now moves to 2-2. And once again from left field, Nathan says he's tuning in. Go Ryland and go Buffs. Thank you for checking in there. Count even at 2-2. Looking for the strikeout. The pitch from Schaefer. Line once again foul. And whoever went to go after that ball, they just knocked it down with their feet there. That was Kinley Brown.
Yeah.
She just knocked it down and said, well, I'm here. Thank you for making my job easy on me. I don't have to run and go get that one too. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes still. Schaefer trying to break through here against Katie Graham. And the pitch. Fastball just missed the letters, but it's a nice location there from Schaefer. It was 100% a ball, but that's an easy pitch that Graham could have chased. So nice eye by Katie. And the count is now full at 3-2 with the runner at second and nobody out. Schaefer deals. Missing low, ball 4. And that's our first free pass issued by either pitcher. And it puts runners at first and second with nobody out in what could be a bunt situation here for the 7-hole batter, Emma Presley, who lined out to second back in AB number 1. Coming all the way in over at first base is Williams. She's expecting it. First pitch not giving a bunt as that one misses up high for ball 1. Again, 60 feet between bases. Williams right now is currently playing at about 45 or 40. Even third base, Hollis playing a little bit in, not too much, 1-0. No sign of a bunt still, and they say that one, for whatever reason, the home plate umpire said that one missed low. He pointed like it was going low, but that looked like it was
That was
once
basically
again,
middle.
I thought if anything it might have missed inside. Now the count is 2-0 on Schaefer, or from Schaefer. Now the 2-0 pitch is grounded right to the third baseman. Throws to first base in time for out number 1. Now Hollis, again, just happened so fast. She forgot to tag third base, so runners advance, and it works like a bunt. Again, with softball, you have even less time to react than you do with baseball, so you have to really know where you're going with it. And with it being hit there so hard, nice play, but she just needed to remember to step on third base. Instead, runners at second and third with 1 down.
It looks like we might have a pinch hitter here. Yes, that is Aubrey Pope. Excuse me.
Aubrey Pope? Okay, so Aubrey Pope will come in to hit for Pepper Presley, but don't be surprised if Presley once again re-enters into the game. Presley grounded out to short back in her first at bat, so Aubrey Pope
Number 6, Aubrey Pope.
comes in to hit for her. Runners at second and third with 1 down. 1-0 Byng leads, top of the fourth. First pitch, missing outside, ball 1. Schaefer deals the 1-0. Line drive left field. That's going to score 1. Bounces in front of Garrison. They'll wave home the next run. Les now grabs it as the cutoff woman and will hold on to it. A 2-run single here. Pinch hit 2-run single for Aubrey Pope. And Byng takes a 3-0 lead, which, with the way that Piper Presley has been pitching, seems like a 7-run lead. That's a way to come off the bench and deliver in a big spot there for Pope. Now batting is number 11, Sophia Smith. First pitch showed bunt, pulled back, kind of brought it back down again, but pulled back as it missed outside for ball 1. Smith flew out to left, and that was back in, I want to say that was back in the 3rd inning, just an inning ago. All the way up in the box with a runner at first, 1 out. Pitch as the runner goes is laid down for a bunt. Schaefer throws to first base, not in time. Another great bunt, and a speedy Sophia Smith is able to beat it for a bunt single. And now we have runners at first and second with 1 down for the top of the order, and Riley Colbert, as she bunted last time for a single, wouldn't be shocked if she tries doing it again. But Hollis at third can't really go that far in with the runners at first and second. First pitch off speed misses high for ball 1. No sign of a bunt there from Colbert on her first pitch to her of this AB.
Wouldn't be surprised to see it here, though.
1-0. Lays off. It is a called strike on the outer half for strike 1. 1-1 the count. So 1's across the board here. Top of the 4th inning, 3-0 Byng leads. Threatening with more. 1-1. Fastball lean back. Colbert on the high and tight. Sees the count move to 2-1.
Might get her to back off the plate a little bit.
You see that from a lot of one-hole batters. They'll crowd the plate as far as they can. 2-1 will be a fly ball to shallow left field. Coming in is Caldwell. Makes the catch on the run to left center field. That was a long run there for Caldwell for out number 2. And that's a big out number 2. Now there's a force out of every bag. Now you bring up Marley Parker. And if we heard correctly back in the last inning, the freshman comes in 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out to second and an RBI single that got them on the board back in the 3rd. First pitch, fastball, outer half, called strike 1. Get a force out of every bag. 1-1, 2 down. Schaefer will deal to the righty. Ground ball third base side again. Eats up Hollis. Fielded by Les now. Throws to first. And the throw is high. Nearly a 5-6-3 ground out. Instead, it'll go down as an error. Bases are loaded for Byng with a 3-hole batter, Avon Johnson, who is 2 for 2 today.
Plus now was able to make that play that was going on SportsCenter.
Nice reaction there from the shortstop, but to no avail. First pitch, off speed, in there, strike 1, outer half. Johnson with 2 singles today. And a chance to break it open here for Byng in the top of the 4th inning. Schaefer delivers. Same pitch. If it's broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Count is 0-2. This will be a huge out here. Can they get the 3-hole batter Johnson, who has not been retired today? Schaefer with the bases juiced. 0-2 pitch. 3 in a row, and this one's going to be fouled off. As once again, lob that in there. And the count will stay at 0-2, and now Coach Marcus Carr will go speak with her batter, or his batter, Avon Johnson. Sorry on our radio side of things there. You know, if anyone wants to see a behind-the-scenes look at radio, to be able to get connected to the radio station to go out over the airwaves, it's a cell phone.
Yep.
Someone was calling us on that.
I've never seen that.
I hadn't seen that either. It's been a long time. Count is 0-2, and the pitch from Schaefer. Fastball lines it towards the right side, and it lands. And it'll roll up the right field line. 2 runs have already scored, and it's a 2 RBI singles. A throw back to the cutoff woman. Taylor Williams goes a little high. It doesn't matter. No one moves up any extra bases here, but it's a 2 RBI single for Avon Johnson as she continues her tear against McAlester. 5-0 our score now in inning number 4 as they've matched the inning number. Brings up Piper Presley, who's a junior now, I think, is what I heard correctly from the dugout. As the first pitch on the fastball from Schaefer misses inside, gets Presley to scoot off the plate. Presley is 0 for 2 today. She's flown out to center field and struck out. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Next pitch, outer half, called strike 1.
And right now, you're just looking for any way to get out of this inning.
1 ball, 1 strike. And really, there's been only 1 error. There's only been 1 walk. And even at 1-1, the pitch. Next pitch misses outside to move the count now to 2-1. Now, there's been a couple of mental mistakes. You know, throwing over to first instead of stepping on third. It still would have resulted in runs regardless, as we saw it later on. So that's not really hurting anybody there. Maybe you got 2 outs instead if you could have been quick enough with it. 2-1. Fastball popped up and well foul. So that lands behind the McAlester dugout along the third base side. You're going to see a lot of balls leave the yard that way. You're not going to see a ton of them go behind us here with that big netting that connects from the grandstand over to the press box.
Right.
So not a lot of sea of concrete jokes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Runner takes off. Here's another hard hit line drive to center field. Caldwell on the run makes the snag for out number 3. Caldwell showing out in center field right now, but the damage has been done here in the 4th. As the Byng Lady Pirates are able to score 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning. We've played half a 7-inning game. McAlester needs to start their comeback now, but they've been retired for their first 9 batters. 9 up, 9 down. Can they break through here in inning number 4? We're about to find out. You're listening to McAlester Lady Buffalo Softball on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built at McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
McAllister's got some work to do right now. They gave up a 4 spot in the 4th inning to make it a 5-0 game. Here in the home half of the 4th, we'll finally see the lineup turnover. Again, it's been 9 up, 9 down for McAlester, trying to break through. Rylan Less now is about 5 feet away from a solo home run to begin the game for McAlester. We'll see what she does on the second pitch of the game to her. First pitch from Presley of the 4th. is in there for strike one. Called strike one. Don't think Coach Homer agreed with the call there. Neither did Les now. She takes some time to get out of the box and collect herself.
I mean, that one almost hit her.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball that sails to the backstop. Count evens up at 1-1. Presley deals. Lays off on a changeup that missed a little high, and the count that moves to 2-1. Now, that crossed above the letters there. At least I see Nate's looking at the screen where he can see pitcher to catcher all the time. I can see kind of the horizontal way to where I can see what pitches go below the knees and above the letters. That one looked like it was above the letters where it crossed. 2-1 pitch. Revs up the fastball and able to foul it off as less now to move the count to even at 2-2. McAlester not only looking for their first hit, they're looking for their first base runner. They've been close a couple of times with 3-2 counts, but right now Presley's looking for her fourth consecutive strikeout dating back to the third inning. 2-2 pitch. Waits on it, flies it to center field. Underneath it is Colbert, and she makes the grab for route number one. Another fly out to center field. The only action that Colbert's gotten in center field has been from Rylan Lesnow with the two flyouts. That brings up Emmy Hollis. Meanwhile, on the other side, Bailey Caldwell, she has gotten her running in.
Yeah.
For sure today. She has been roaming center field quite a bit.
Emmy.
Emmy Hollis has grounded out to the pitcher. That is her only at bat so far. First pitch from Presley. Swings and misses. And pulling the string on Hollis. What is making Presley so hard to hit is not just the fastball. It's her ability to be able to locate, as you mentioned, all of her pitches, but especially her secondary pitches that just mix up the timings of McAlester. As then you rev up the fastball after that, and then it misses for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Like, I'd have to say there's at least a 15-mile-an-hour difference between her off speed and her fastball right now.
I think that when it comes to, especially at the high school game, what makes a great pitcher is the disruption of timing.
Mm-hmm.
Next pitch missing with a fastball outside, and the count is now 2-1. If you can locate your pitches and you're able to mix up the timing, those are the two most important things when it comes to pitching at the high school level softball and baseball.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how.
100%.
I don't really think it matters how hard you throw there either. 2-1 pitch. Here's a dribbler down the first base line. That will stay foul. The count is now 2-2. Like, for example, with baseball, you could throw 77 miles an hour, but if you can, mix that up with a 65 mile per hour changeup and you're able to locate them, you're going to be a tough pitcher to hit in high school baseball. 2-2 pitch. Fastball up and out, and the count is now full at 3-2. Hollis trying to be McAllister's first base runner. Hollis on Monday went 1 for 3 with a single in her second at bat. Payoff pitch from Presley. Be grounded down the third base line and staying foul. That one was destined for Coach Homer. If it hadn't been for Pepper Presley cutting him off. I think she even looked over at Coach Homer and said, "Hey, sorry."
This is mine.
Count full at 3-2 still. Nice battle here from Emmy Hollis. Can she win it? Setting up outside is Bateman. The pitch. Fastball missing, and there's your first base runner. So the perfect game is gone here for Piper Presley in the bottom of the fourth. No hitter still intact.
To the plate, the pitcher, number 15.
Runner at first base with
Schaefer.
1 down. Bottom of the fourth inning, McAlester is trailing 5-0 right now after a 4-run fourth. First pitch to Schaefer. Dribbles it back over to the pitcher. Looks to second. No play there. Flips to first in time. For out number 2. Works like a bunt as Schaefer moves Hollis over to second base. On the 1-3 ground out. Presley has done a lot of the work herself. Out of the outs that she's recorded, which if I'm doing my math right, that is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 11 outs she's recorded either by a strikeout or a 1-3 ground out.
Wow.
Not needing much help.
Not really even letting her defense work. Truly.
First pitch to Kelsey Rowell will be fouled straight back. She's right on it. And strike one. Rowell grounded it out back up to Piper Presley back in that would have been the second inning. Has Hollis at second base, trying to bring her in. And we mentioned it in the first two games, McAlester not very good at the plate through innings 1 through 4. But then they start to find their groove in 5 through 7. First pitch line, but foul. Again, playing close to the line at third base is Pepper Presley. And now the count quickly goes to 0-2 on Rowell after back-to-back foul balls. Wind's starting to die down a little bit more. As we mentioned, it's going to go down to about 6 miles per hour by the end of this game. 0-2 pitch. Fastball. Pounds the mitt of Bateman, but misses outside. And that's moving it to 1-2. Sun beating down on these players. Again, still around 90 degrees. We still have the heat advisory in effect until 8 tonight. So that's for another hour and 6 minutes. Here's the 1-2. Fastball missing high and outside. Count 2-2. Don't ever really get to see it when baseball plays, but it is on display here in the McAlester dugout. There's a big old fan that is hung up in the dugout where no one's on that right side of the dugout. Everyone's on the left side where the fan's at. Here's the 2-2. Bounces in. Going for third is Hollis. The throw to third is not in time. Sliding in after a nice scoop from Presley. And the Lady Buffaloes have their first run 60 feet away as we're going to be having another 3-2 pitch coming up to Kelsey Rowell. McAllister's obviously their best chance of scoring today with their cleanup hitter up and a runner 60 feet away. Looking for that first hit. Trying to make this a 4-run game. 5-0 currently. The 3-2 pitch from Presley is fouled off of the home plate umpire. We've seen some pretty good ABs here in the bottom of the fourth.
Probably the best one right here.
Either Rowell or Emmy Hollis, they both put up really good ABs. Coach Homer wanted to speak with Rowell just a little bit to give their umpire some time to recover. She'll get back in. She's timing up the fastball well. What does Presley go with? 3-2 pitch. Goes off speed, and it fills the zone for strike 3. And that'll leave the runner stranded at third, and McAlester still hitless through 4 innings. So now we head to the top of the 5th where the score is 5-0. You're listening to McAlester Softball as Byng is going to bring you up to the plate. Looks like they're 5, 6, 7 hole batters here on KNED.
Prime Structures. Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built at McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
First pitch of the top of the 5th inning is sent over the center field wall. Remington Clifford, after having a stand-up double to start off the 4th, starts off the 5th with a bang right out of commercial break. And it's a solo shot to make this one 6-0.
Well, that's not what you wanted to see coming out of that half inning.
Oh, my goodness. We've been speaking about how Caldwell's been able to chase down a lot of fly balls today. There was nothing that was going to keep that one inside the yard. And it's now 6-0 to be able to bring up Katie Graham. First pitch, as she waits on the off-speed, fouls that one back for strike one. Graham has flown out to center field and walked. And we've seen 5 fly balls. Now 6 out to Caldwell's way today. Let's see if Schaefer can bounce back. Current score 6-0 top of the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch, fastball up and outside for ball 1. But as we've been mentioning, Piper Presley, with the way that she's been pitching, this 6-run lead seems like it's a 12.
Mm-hmm.
No hits for McAlester. They've had 1 base runner. They were able to move to third base. Could not score. 1-1 pitch. Missing low, and the count now is at 2-1. Byng trying to win 4 games in a row. After their 9-0 loss to Lone Grove. And now all I'm thinking about, after seeing a 9-0 loss to Lone Grove, is here's the next pitch that runs behind the righty and misses for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Graham. Now all I'm thinking of is, how good is Lone Grove?
Yeah, no kidding.
Because since that loss, they beat Medill 18-1 and 16-4, and then they were able to shut out Vanos 5-0. Hitters count pitch. And she swings right center field. This one will land. It's back-to-back hits. Following up the home run with a single from Katie Graham, which brings up Emma Presley now, who's 0 for 2, looking for her first hit. Yeah, believe it or not, 10 hits now for Byng into the 5th inning.
Doesn't really feel like it.
No batting.
And they only had 1 going into the 3rd, so they've had a very successful 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. Schaefer still dueling. First pitch. The fastball fills the zone. Strike 1. Presley is lined out to second base and grounded out to the third baseman, Hollis. That was that hard hit ground ball straight to Hollis. Oh, 1. Reaches out after one. Lifts it to left field, and underneath it, making the catch is Garrison for out number 1.
Probably one of the easiest fly balls you'll get out there in left field.
They call that a can of corn.
Yep.
I'm going to make Coach Hughes upset here, but he once told me why they call it a can of corn, and I cannot remember why. But I wanted to look it up. He told me the story about it once. So after Aubrey Probe had one of the biggest hits of the game, Pepper Presley, again playing a great third base, is reinserted into the game. First pitch to her. She's way out in front of the off speed for strike 1. Could not wait on that long enough.
I think she might have been looking fastball there.
I think so too. Presley back in her first at-bat, grounded out to short, so 0 for 1 so far today. Next pitch. Fastball lined left side deep in the hole, snagged by Les now. Throws to first, got her! All she was missing was the jump throw, and she was going to look like another number 2 from short. Runner moves up to second base. That'll be out number 2, but a nice play by Rylan Lesnow at short, showing off the arm and the range. And that'll bring up Sophia Smith, who is 1 for 2. I'm sure Pepper Presley is probably tired of Rylan Lesnow right now. That's 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to short, both around the same area.
Man.
First pitch. Fastball misses high to Smith for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball to left field, chasing out after. It's a trio of Lady Buffaloes, and that will move the count to 1-1. I probably cannot hear that on the video stream, but I'm laughing at some of the Byng players down there that are chanting for their players.
Yeah, that time it said she was 8 years old.
Yeah, she graduates in 2035. That's what someone said. Here's the 1-1 to Smith. And I hit her on the back leg, actually. And she, like she was riding a horse, kind of hops over to first base. As that hit her on the back of the right leg. And she'll get 60 over to first base. Runners at first and second with 2 down. But that, again, brings up the dreaded top half of the order. Riley Colbert is 1 for 3. She's grounded out to second. Her lone hit has been a bunt that was perfect to Schaefer. First pitch from Schaefer. And it's a called strike with a fastball at the top of the zone, and Colbert's in disbelief. Force out at every bag here. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Top of the 5th inning, 6-0 our score after a solo shot to begin this inning. Next pitch grounds it to the first base side. Williams fields cleanly, steps on first in time for out number 3. So a solo home run from Remington Clifford is the star of the top of the 5th. We head out to the bottom of the 5th with McAlester looking for their first hit. You're listening to McAlester Softball on KNED.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South Georgia 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
To the plate for McAlester. Left fielder.
Bottom of the 5th inning, here we come as the McAlester Lady Buffalo is down 6-0 to the Byng Lady Pirates, who once again are looking for their 4th consecutive win to try to improve to 4-1 on the year after finishing last year 14-13. First pitch to Emma Garrison, shows bunt, gets it down, stops on a dime. The throw to first is not in time. And the first hit of the day for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes is on the bunt from Emma Garrison. And it looks like she froze it with the force. It bounced out about 5 feet in front of home plate, and it just died. What a bunt from Emma Garrison. And we've seen some hits from McAlester. Funny enough, most of them have been bunts in the 2 games we've seen at home. First pitch to Addie Pennington, and she's well late on the fastball. That'll be strike 1. Pennington has grounded out to first. So the no-hitter gone here for Piper Presley. We'll see if, like the first 2 games of the season for McAlester, they start to get their runs here in the final 3 innings. Next pitch. Chopper, high chopper, left side. Fielded by the shortstop, throws to first in time for out number 1. Moves the runner up 60 feet, as that's Graham to Clifford for out number 1. Brings up Taylor Williams. 3 out of the 5 strikeouts from Piper Presley have been to the 7, 8, 9 hole batters as she struck them out in order back in the 3rd. This is where you need the bottom of the order to really show out for McAlester. Runner in scoring position, 1 down, need 1 in the outfield. First pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. It's been a clean game for McAlester. Again, 1 error, 1 walk. Other than that, it's been all Byng. They've played solid defense, not an error for Byng so far. Only have given up 1 hit and 1 other base runner. Here's a foul ball that hits the base or hits home plate. The count is now 0-2. On deck is Katie Ivy, who's looking for her first hit in front of the home crowd here. Again, I can't tell you if she had a hit yesterday against Durant or not. 0-2 pitch. Fastball, 1-2-3, as that's going to be a called strike on the inner half. And that's out number 2. Brings up Katie Ivy. So the sophomore trying to, as I mentioned, get her first hit in front of the crowd. She's able to put 2 in play back on Monday. Can she make the defense work here? As the first pitch misses high, laying off of the secondary pitch from Presley. 1 ball, no strikes. Waiting at second base is Emma Garrison. Presley deals. Fastball down low. 2-0 the count. Bailey Caldwell is on deck. McAlester trailing 6-0. If you're just now joining us on the radio side, 2-0 pitch. Shows a bunt. Hard bunt back over to Presley. She'll take the easy flip over to first base to Clifford in time for out number 3. So for the second consecutive inning of McAlester Lady Buffalo is stranded in scoring position as it's still 6-0 as we head our way to the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to McAlester Lady Buff Softball here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
Welcome back to Mike Deek Field here in McAlester, Oklahoma, as the same as the 5th inning. First pitch is swung at, but different result this time. A line drive out over to short is caught by Rylan Lesnow, and there is out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here for Sam Schaefer beginning her 6th inning of work. And now here comes the job of trying to retire Avon Johnson today, as this one is flied over to right field, and it will still not be done. That's a 4-for-4 day for Avon Johnson, as she has had now 4 singles, with one of them being a 2 RBI single, as that bounced in front of Coral Coy in right field. Brings to the plate Piper Presley, who's looking for her first hit, but she's definitely done the work inside the circle for her and her team. First pitch in there, strike 1. Presley has flown out to center field twice and struck out in between those 2 flyouts. Runner at first base for Byng, leading 6-0 over McAlester in the top of the 6th, with 1 down. 1-0 from Schaefer. Off-speed, high fly ball, deep left field, giving chases Garrison. That one's over the wall. And if the run rule is in effect here, that might be the game. Again, some run rules are 8 after 5. That makes it an 8-0 game here in the top of the 6th. Of course, McAlester will get the chance to hit, though, in the bottom half of the inning. But Presley breaks out of that offer with a moonshot over the left field wall.
I think she might be the player of the game.
You think?
I'm just going to throw it out there.
2-run home run for Piper Presley. And now she's done it on offense and defense. Remington Clifford hit one over the fence in the last inning. Now she digs into the box. First pitch to her. Fastball in there, strike 1. So Schaefer tries to bounce back. So again, it is in run rule territory now for Byng if it is 8 after 5. This is a non-district game, so it's not 10. Next pitch. It's a high fly ball, center field. Caldwell's first step was in, but she makes up for it with making another outstretched glove catch in center field for out number 2.
To the plate, number 27, Katie Graham.
There's been a lot of lift to these Byng Lady Pirate fly balls today. They're hitting the ball hard. Katie Graham has gone 1 for 2. She's flown out to center, walked, and singled. First pitch rolls with the off-speed, and the long looper lands above that Boston B logo. Actually, it looks more like the UCLA Bruins B more than the Boston Red Sox B. Next pitch misses low and inside for ball 2. There's not much of a difference, but if you are a fan of sports, there is a slight difference. 2 balls, no strikes.
Sorry, the batter was trying to say that hitter.
I'm about to see on my screen here. That was close. Just in front of the right shin there of Graham. Next pitch, fly ball Deep infield, going back to make the catch is Katie Ivy, and that'll be out number 3. So after the 2-run home run, a nice bounce back for Sam Schaefer. But if it is 8 runs after 5, then this is McAllister's last chance to get on the board. We'll see if that's the case as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. McAlester Lady Buffaloes are going to bring it to the plate. They're 9-1-2 batters when we return on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
To the plate for McAlester, center fielder number 3, Bailey.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Again, if it is 8 runs after 5 innings in this non-district game, this is the last chance for McAlester to get on the board to extend it to a 7th. They've had 1 hit. They've had 2 base runners. Here's the first pitch to Bailey Caldwell. She shows bunt, pulls back, and a hitter. Now they've had 3 base runners. She'll move 60 feet over to first base, but looks like she's going to be okay. That brings up the top of the order. Rylan Lesnow has flown out to center field twice, and the first pitch that she saw today, she nearly sent over the center field wall. And I'm sure that McAlester has seen enough of the home runs from Byng. They want one of their own, and Lesnow gives them one of their biggest chances, if not their biggest. First pitch, ground ball left side, into the hole, and that will move the runner up 60 feet. And we start off the bottom of the 6th inning with a hit by pitch and a single as Lesnow's on the base paths. Good start here from McAlester to try to get this thing to a 7th inning. Brings up Emmy Hollis, who has gone 0 for 1 today with a ground out to the pitcher and a walk.
Number 6, Emmy Hollis.
8-0 Byng leads, scoring all their runs in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. A 4th spot in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. First pitch shows bunt, and it's bunted twice. This is going to be a foul ball. She had to come back over to the right-handed batter's box. It bounced foul, and while she was still in the box, it came back up and hit the bat again.
Don't see that very often.
Not all that often. Bet it happens a little bit more in softball.
Yeah.
Count 0-1. And playing way in at third base is Pepper Presley. Showing bunt again, pulled back, and it missed outside. Count at 1-1. Each time you get the shortstop Graham coming to back up the runner at third base, and we'll have a timeout here called by Coach Marcus Carr. We'll take a quick 30-second as we have this meeting in the circle on KNED.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
So after a quick word from Coach Carr, speaking with her infield and Presley in the circle. Runners at first and second with nobody out. County's even at 1-1, and there's been a bunt attempt and showing bunt both times. Has been Emmy Hollis. She pulls back this time and swings well late. And running out almost all the way to the circle was the catcher Bateman. As jumping off of the second base bag was Caldwell there. Getting a pretty big jump. Count is now at 1-2 on Hollis. The pitch checked her swing, fouled it off. Count will remain at 1-2. Coach Homer coaching up his third baseman, Hollis. Also talking to Caldwell. Again, McAlester with 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Chase one down low for out number 1. That's 7th strikeout for Piper Presley. Sam Schaefer now comes up. She is over 2 with the backwards K and a ground out to the pitcher. With the lefty up, it's also pretty interesting to see that Parker out in left field is really close to that left field line. First pitch, missed down low for ball 1. And I think the reason why you see that, usually when you see lefties up, you're going to see your outfield shift to the right. But when you know that your pitcher Presley is throwing it as hard as she is, that means that typically batters are going to be a little bit late. So they're counting on Schaefer being late and fouling it off that way or lining it that way. 1-0 pitch is low, a little bit low and outside for ball 2. Two and 0. The pitch coming from Presley. This one's going to be fouled off and out of play. And honestly, good call there from Coach Carr, because most of the balls that Schaefer has been able to make contact with today has gone to that left side. You might be wondering why Nate has moved over to the other camera angle. We have field umpire. Again, not his fault. He's doing his job. Is right in front of the view here as the next pitch misses up high for ball 3 if you're watching on the YouTube stream.
We're trying to give you the best angle we can, but if you're not seeing the strike zone, we're switching to the other camera.
If he could stay right there, that'd be perfect.
He's off about 1 step, right where we need him to be.
We need to make a marker on.
Yes.
Hitter's count pitch coming up to Schaefer, and here it is. Fastball low, and the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded for the cleanup hitter, Kelsey Rao. Again, if McAlester scores a run, then there will be no doubt to us going to a 7th inning. 8-0 is our score with 1 down. Rao has gone over 2. She's grounded out to the pitcher and struck out looking. And also with 1 swing of the bat, they could cut this lead in half.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that.
First pitch, late and also chasing a high fastball for strike 1.
She may have been thinking about what you just said.
Well, those high fastballs, those are tempting to be able to, I mean, if you're going to send anything over the yard, those are the best pitches to do it on. 0-1. And that one misses. Same location, around the same area, therefore. Presley.
It looked like it was in the exact same spot from my view.
Count evens up at 1-1. That sun continuing to set, kind of getting into our view of the press box here. But, of course, you guys have a pretty good view on the stream here. 1-1 from Presley. Goes off speed, fouled back into the mid of Bateman. The count now at 1-2. And Presley, Rao has been able to fight off some tough pitches, but she also has had Rao in knots just the way that she's been able to change up her pitches and to be able to work ahead in the count against Rao. 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. But also, Rao's got an excellent eye. I think that helps being the catcher, too.
Yeah.
2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Presley deals. Off speed, staying alive. Nice pitch. But even better eye and way to be able to foul it off is Kelsey Rao. Reacting to that off speed, planning for the fastball. The thing, though, is, I mean, I assume it's Piper Presley's changeup, but her changeup is still pretty fast.
Yeah.
Got to react to that, too. Count is at 2-2. And the pitch to Rao. Fastball still staying alive. Fouls it straight back. And we will do it once more at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded for McAlester. Down 8-0. A chance to make this a new ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, they were down 9-4 to Durant going into the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the tying run at second before they fell in that game a day ago. What can Rao do here? 2-2 from Presley. Off speed out in front. Pulled the string. And it's a swing and a miss for strike 3, out number 2. And I assume that McAlester is down to their final out unless they can score a run here. Bottom of the 6th, 8-0 score. Bases loaded, 2 down for Emma Garrison, who is 1 for 2 as one of the 2 hits for McAlester today. So on a bunt, first pitch, fastball, missing the letters, ball 1. There have been 2 hits, 3 free passes, and 8 strikeouts, I believe. No, 9 strikeouts from Piper Presley. 1-0 from the righty. Flies it. Right field line. And it will be caught. What a running grab by Emma Presley. Right by the right field line. She reached behind her head nearly to make that catch for out number 3. And it will leave the bases loaded for McAlester. And looks like we might be having a 7th inning regardless. Again, it depends on what the 2 coaches agree upon. I know that a lot of times there will be a run rule after 5 if it gets to 8 in non-district play, but it looks like McAlester will take the field, and we will be having a 7th inning here. So, again, 8-0 is our score. We will be going to the 7th inning. McAlester that close from possibly clearing the bases on that fly ball down the right field line, but an excellent catch by Emma Presley to move us to the 7th, still in an 8-0 game. All right, you're listening to McAlester Softball, 7th inning. Here we come on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to Mike Deek Field. We head to the 7th inning with McAlester trailing 8-0. Sam Schaefer in for her 7th inning of work, trying to finish what she started here. Down 8-0 currently as McAlester will see what we have coming up to the plate here for the Byng Lady Pirates. Looks like it's number 5 here for Byng. His first pitch misses for ball 1.
That is Katie Penley. Or Cody Penley, sorry.
Looks like now batting for Emma Presley. So you said Cody Penley?
Yes.
Next pitch, slashes it and fouls it left. The lefty does for strike 1. I believe batting for Emma Presley. One more time, you said that was Cody Penley?
Penley, P-I-N-L-E-Y.
Thank you. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Next pitch, bunt down the third base line. That one will slice foul. The count is now at 1-2.
And do apologize for the glare on the secondary camera, but there's not a whole lot we can do about it.
It just comes through that glass at the worst angle possible. We started to get that in May, too, for McAlester baseball. There's the 1-2 from Schaefer looking for his second strikeout. And a nice line out over to right field will land over into the right field area as Coy gets it back in. But being able to be patient on it and taking it to the right side is Cody Penley.
And it almost looked like she held up her swing to wait a second and then swing at the pitch.
Yeah, that's exactly pretty much what she did. That brings up Pepper Presley, who's over 2 with 2 groundouts to short. Both of them were deep in the hole. First pitch, runner takes off for second. The throw down to second after the pitch is high is not in time. So a swipe of second for Cody Penley. Puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out and a 1-0 count for Presley, the 8-hole batter. Outfield shifted to the left with Caldwell there in center. 1-0. Fastball missing inside. That'll be ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes here for Sam Schaefer to Pepper Presley. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Big cut there from Presley. When McAlester comes up in the bottom of the 7th inning, they'll be having their 6, 7, 8 hole batters up. Trying to make a heck of a comeback here. 2-1. That one's fouled up and out of play. Looks like it bounced off of that netting and went back in. The count is even at 2-2. Schaefer deals the 2-2 and a hitter. Hitter on the thigh. Hit by pitch to Pepper Presley. And that'll bring up Sophia Smith, who is 1 for 2 with a fly out to left and a bunt single. Coach Homer is speaking with the home plate umpire, trying to see if he thought that she might have leaned into the pitch. That's his argument. To no avail. They'll put runners at first and second and nobody out for Sophia Smith, whose only hit has come on a bunt. But here with the score already 8-0, it's a perfect bunting situation here with nobody out. We'll see if she does it. The pitch pulls back, swings, flies it towards the grandstand. It'll land on to the netting here. Count 0-1 as Shaver gets out in front on this count. Get our broadcast schedule for McAlester Radio and our coverage of McAlester Athletics. We'll go like this. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, ground ball left side. Fielded by Les, now throws to third for one, and there's no play over at first, but a nice heads-up play to be able to get the lead runner. That'll be a 5-6 fielder's choice, or sorry, 6-5 fielder's choice, rather. That'll bring up Riley Colbert at the top of the order. Colbert has gone 1 for 4 with a bunt single being her lone hit. But our broadcast schedule here is we have runners at first and second with 1 down, 8-0 score, top of the 7th. Byng leads McAlester. And the pitch to Schaefer, slash will be fouled over near the left field line. Landed about 2 or 3 feet foul down the left field line for strike one. But we have McAlester Media Day. That'll be tomorrow. That'll be on radio only on K101.3 FM. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lined it up the middle, and it's a gapper rolling all the way towards the fence. At least one run's going to score. Here comes the second run. Thrown to Les now, the cutoff lady. And that'll be a 2 RBI double, making this a 10-0 game as Riley Colbert with her second hit of the game. Is a big one. Laced towards the right center field wall. Brings up Marley Parker, who is 1 for 4. Her lone hit being an RBI single on her second at bat. First pitch in there, strike one. But that'll be McAlester Football's Media Day. That'll be tomorrow night, 6 p.m. We'll be going from 6 until 8, interviewing some coaches and players. We won't get any coverage of the black and gold scrimmage. Didn't know that was happening until this week, but that's pretty cool. This next one misses outside for ball one. We used to have the black and gold scrimmage all the time.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it.
I played in a black and gold scrimmage, but it used to be earlier in the day, like in the mornings. It wasn't
Right.
at night, but I'm excited to see it under the lights at Hook-Gill Stadium,
Yes.
First National Field.
It's going to be great.
1-1. Out in front, fouls this one backwards. And Marley Parker goes down in the count 1-2 with a runner at second base and only one out with a 10-0 score. Pirates leading the Lady Buffaloes. But then we have next Monday, it'll be Coach Neal of Cross Country, McAlester Cross Country. He'll be coming in at 8:30 to speak with me on Running with the Herd. That'll be on KND and also video streamed on our YouTube channel. 1-2 pitch. Missing low. Evens up the count at 2-2. Then we have McAlester Volleyball. That'll be against Seminole for their senior night. Scheduled time of 6 p.m. for Tuesday of next week. I'll be on the call for that one as well.
Yep.
And then we don't have another broadcast. Here's the 2-2. And waiting on the off-speed and fouling it off and staying alive here is Parker. So he's still at 2-2. Then our next broadcast will be, I believe it'll be Coach Burns with volleyball. That'll be on Monday the 25th. And then we have volleyball against Tahlequah on the 26th.
Okay. Exciting times.
2-2. Fastball is low and inside, and it gets all the way to the backstop. That'll move the runner Colbert up 60 feet to third base, and the count is now full here for Marley Parker. But we still got a lot of times to go on the air before we see our first game for McAlester Football against Broken Bow on the Was that the 28th?
Yeah.
No, 29th. 28th is our first coffee with the coach. 3-2 is a fly ball to center field. Caldwell going back, making another catch, tagging up from third base, and scoring will be Riley Colbert. And it's now an 11-0 game. Byng has scored in 4 consecutive innings, a 4 spot in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 3 here in the 7th so far on the sac fly from Marley Parker. Brings up Avon Johnson, who has, again, not been retired, 4 for 4. Ground ball up the middle. Slow roller. Grabs it less now. Throws to Williams to first base in time for out number 3. That's a 4 for 5 day for Avon Johnson, as McAlester will need a heck of a comeback if they want to even tie this game. Down 11 after another 3 spot here from the Byng Lady Pirates. As again, heading to the bottom of the 7th. 11-0 our score, and coming up to the plate will be Addie Pennington, Taylor Williams, and Katie Ivy when we return on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
So McAlester down 11-0 as unless McAlester does something drastic here in the bottom of the 7th inning and is able to figure out Piper Presley, unlike they've been able to do really all day today, as the McAlester Lady Buffaloes are going to fall by a wide margin today for the first time this season in their 3 games against a really good Byng Lady Pirates team. First pitch to Addie Pennington will be a fastball that bounces behind the catcher Bateman for ball 1. McAllister's been able to get 2 hits, one from Emma Garrison and one from Rylan Less now. There have been 8 strikeouts recorded from Piper Presley, as she's looking to get into double digits here, facing these 6, 7, 8-hole batters. Pennington has gone over 2 with 2 groundouts, 1 to first and 1 to short. Next pitch, here's a ground ball to the second base side, and it's through the hole and over to first base with the throw as the right fielder Smith could not get Pennington racing 60 feet over to first base. And it's a nice single from Addie Pennington to get on the base paths.
It looks like we'll have a courtesy runner. Waiting to see who that will be.
More than likely be Coral Coy. Again, Pennington is a designated player, so it'll be the flex Coral Coy coming in. So Coy takes first base.
Number 4, Coral Coy.
And it brings up Taylor Williams, who's over 2 with 2 strikeouts so far. That was a nice hit from Addie Pennington past the diving Emma Presley at second. McAlester trying to get on the scoreboard. They've been close a couple of times here. Shows bunt, pulls back, swings, and it's a chopper. Right side. Mishandled by the second baseman, and those will go down as an E4.
Trying to turn the double play.
Put the ball in play, good things happen, and now runners at first and second with nobody out. That's the first error of the day from Byng. You know, believe it or not, there's only been 2 errors, that one included, all day long from our 2 teams. And there's been a lot of balls put in play.
Yeah, there has been.
Brings up Katie Ivy, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and was out on a 1-3 bunt attempt. First pitch shows bunt, cannot get it down. Foul backwards for strike 1. So you have Coy at second base and Williams 60 feet behind her with nobody out. McAllister's been in the same situation before. Sun continuing to set to our west. 0-1. Lines a bunt. Past the pitcher. Rolls towards the first baseman. Throws to third. Not in time. It'll go down as a bunt base hit for Katie Ivy, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Bailey Caldwell, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a hit by pitch.
I mean, what more can you do with a bunt?
Ivy pushed it past the pitcher Presley. How many? That's an onomatopoeia, isn't it?
I think so.
That's pushed it past the pitcher
No,
Presley.
That's alliteration.
Alliteration, that's right. Pushed it past the pitcher Presley. Brings up Bailey Caldwell, who's 0 for 1 with the base loaded, nobody out, down 11-0, trying to get on the scoreboard here. First pitch, she shows bump, pulls back, called strike 1. Piper Presley gets her pitch from the dugout, checks the armband. Righty v righty matchup 0-1. Lines this one right and straight to the Byng dugout residing on the first base side. She falls down the count 0-2. Unless there's a triple play, Rylan Lesnow will come up to plate. She's on deck, 1 for 3, and it's made good contact all 3 times. Back in the circle, Presley with a very comfortable lead, but not wanting to give up that run. Next pitch. Fastball on the outer half, catching the corner, called strike 3. And that flips the lineup over. To the top of it we go. Lesnow, bases loaded, 1 for 3.
Lesnow.
Trying to get at least a run across to not get shut out here. Down 11-0, bottom of the 7th. First pitch from Presley. Fastball low, check, swing, held up. Ball 1. Oh, the field umpire says that she went around. They checked it to the field umpire, who is standing behind the third baseman, where I don't even think you have that great of a view to see that, and he calls it a strike.
I don't know about that one.
Ooh, here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the top of the bat, it rolls towards the pitcher, flips to home in time for out number 1, or rather out number 2. Tries to get 2, and Lesnow is able to beat it out over at first base, but still, we have a shutout in hand, 11-0. So that'll be a 1-2 fielder's choice, and it brings up Emmy Hollis.
Now batting, number 6, Emmy Hollis.
Hollis is 0 for 2. She is grounded out to the pitcher, walked and struck out swinging. First pitch missing, ball 1. McAllister's last chance to get on the scoreboard here. Down 11-0, bases loaded. Trying to score. They had the bases loaded with nobody out, and they've gone strikeout and fielder's choice 1-2 ground out. 1-0 pitch. Swings and misses on a ball that hit off of the home plate. 1-1. Hollis back on Monday, went 1 for 3. The pitch, well late, fouls us towards the Byng on deck circle, and McAllister's down to their final strike here. Presley trying to finish what she started, has gotten herself into trouble a few times this game, but can she wave off the McAlester Lady Buffaloes to preserve the shutout? 1-2 pitch. Off speed, fills the zone, strike 3. That's an 11-0 shutout for Piper Presley and the Byng Lady Pirates as they take the McAlester Lady Buffaloes down 11-0 in 7 innings here at Mike Deke Field in McAlester, Oklahoma. Again, final score is 11-0 with the excellent pitching from Piper Presley. We'll take a break and we'll look at your post-game stats when we return here on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma, one of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
We're back in McAlester, Oklahoma, as the McAlester Lady Buffaloes will have to wait another weekend, I believe, before they have a chance at their first win of the season. They drop to 0-3 tonight after an 11-0 loss to the Byng Lady Pirates, who have now won 4 in a row. And I'm going to say it, that they are by far the best team that McAlester has played through 3 games.
Oh, yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Byng, after losing 9-0 to Lone Grove, has just completely put on a clinic. Since that 9-0 loss, they've been able to score. Let me just do some quick math as I'm speaking to you guys right here. 50. They have scored 50 runs and given up only 5 since their loss to Lone Grove on Monday.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a team that's competing at the highest levels of 4A.
So let's look at your post-game stats. Starting off with the Byng Lady Pirates, Riley Colbert went 2 for 5 with 2 RBI, both of them coming on a double in her final at-bat. Marley Parker went 1 for 4 with 2 RBI, including a single and a sac fly. Avon Johnson was perfect, 4 for 4 until her final at-bat, which was the final at-bat of the game for Byng. She went 4 for 5 with 2 RBI, both ribbies coming in her third at-bat. Piper Presley went 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run in her last at-bat. Remington Clifford went 2 for 4 with an RBI on a solo shot. That was back in inning number 5. Katie Graham went 1 for 3 with a single. Emma Presley 0 for 3. Cody Penley came in to hit for her. She was 1 for 1. Pepper Presley went 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts and a hit by pitch. Aubrey Pope went 1 for 1 in a pinch hit duty and was a big hit at the time. Again, Byng was only up 1-0 at the time. She ended up bringing in 2 runs to make it, at the time, 3-0. And Sophia Smith went 1 for 3 with a bunt single as well. Piper Presley, your player of the game. He had a 2-run home run, and she also struck out 10 McAlester batters. She walked or hit 3, 1 error by the Byng defense today, and that was in the 7th inning. So they improved to 4-1. Now for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, Rylan Lesnow went 1 for 4 with the single in her third at bat. Amy Hollis went 0 for 3 with 2 Ks and a walk. Sam Schaefer 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Kelsey Rowell 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Emma Garrison 1 for 3 with the bunt single. Addie Pennington 1 for 3 with a single in her final at bat in the 7th inning. Taylor Williams 0 for 3 with 2 Ks and reached on an E4. Katie Ivy went 1 for 2 with the bunt single, and Bailey Caldwell 0 for 2 with 2 Ks and a hit by pitch. Looks like McAlester had 4 hits. Sam Schaefer struck out 1, only walked or hit 3 batters, and had 1 error for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes defense, as McAlester drops today 11-0. So Nate, as you look at this game and recap it, what does McAlester, or what can you take away from this for the good? What's the bad that they can work on as they move on into next week?
Well, I'm not sure if there's a whole lot you can really take from this game. I mean, that is almost certainly the best pitcher McAlester is going to see all season long, whether in district play or non-district play.
Because I was going to ask you, I mean, you guys got to call quite a bit of McAlester softball last year.
Right.
Where does Piper rank up?
Easily number 1. I don't think it's close. She was the all-around player. I mean, obviously hit the 2-run home run later on in the game, but that was the best pitcher McAllister's played that I've seen in the last 2 seasons now.
So as McAlester, I mean, there's still some things that obviously you can work on, but you're right. You can't take much from this game. They're not going to see a lot of pitchers that are going to be able to perform like Piper Presley did today. What I do like to see is, I mean, they're adjusting. They're doing a good job of adjusting. In 3 games already, struggling bad through the first time through the lineup, but then you start to turn it over for the second time through, and they get on base, they get base hits, and that is now 3 games in a row that they've done that. Because, again, they were down 9 4 at one point against Durant. Scored 7 out of their 8 runs against Durant yesterday in innings 5, 6, and 7. So they're really finding their groove the second time through. That means they are adjusting, and this team is really good at adjusting. And as Derek is kind of miming over to me here, they're seeing the ball well. I mean, once they can see a batter once, they're not going back to the dugout and kind of just waiting for their time to come around through. They're locked in. I mean, you don't see anyone kind of fooling around the dugout. Everyone is that's playing for sure is up against the bar.
Yeah,
they're being vocal and they're locked in, and so that is leading to them being better as they get towards later innings. But as we mentioned in the pregame, they weren't close today. It was 11-0 against a really good Byng team that I'm sure is going to be doing more damage than what they did last year in Class 4A. Because, again, Byng was super great the first half of the season, and things just kind of fell apart for them in the second half of the year. But I think they're going to be a little bit more consistent this year throughout the course of an entire regular season. But I think that McAlester, like I said, can't take much from this game in terms of, what could you done better. Because they played great defense, and Schaefer filled the zone. But then, again, 15 hits for Byng. Once one domino fell, they all started to fall.
And, I mean, you saw the McAlester offense. They were getting on base. They just weren't able to push anyone across. And, really, that's something that I take positively away from this game because we didn't see that consistently last season.
Able to get on base. And man, if that ball is 1 foot to the right on a fly ball that happened in the 6th inning, and a great catch made by Emma Presley of Byng, if that catch is not made where she's almost reaching behind her head to be able to make that grab, that's probably a bases clearing single at least. I mean, I would say double.
Very least.
I'd say a double, and then you're looking at a 4-3 or 8-3 game going into the 7th inning, and McAlester, who just a day ago scored 4 runs and had the bases loaded with nobody out. That happens. It could be a totally different ball game. Momentum swings in your favor, but again, woulda, shoulda, coulda, and McAlester will just keep on setting up building blocks until they can finally get that first win of the season. It's coming. It's coming sooner or later. I believe it wholeheartedly, and I can't wait to see it happen. Nate, do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up for tonight?
That's all I got.
All right, can you thank our sponsors one final time, and we will come back to you guys live on the radio tomorrow on K101.3 FM. But as for our softball volleyball schedule, our next game will be on Tuesday. That'll be volleyball against Seminole at 6 p.m. YouTube only on next Tuesday. I'll be on the call for that for McAlester Volleyball's senior night. But as far as McAlester softball is concerned, our next game over a month away that we're going to be able to get on the call for, that'll be softball against Durant, a rematch of that 9-8 game from a day ago. Nate, can you thank our sponsors?
I'd like to thank Prime Structures, Portable Buildings, and more, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, and Loftus Furniture of McAlester for bringing you this game today.
And a big thank you to our board operator, Austin Wheat, as well as Nate Brown on the camera this evening. And thank you, the listener, for spending your Friday night with us as well. One final time for Mike Deekfield at McAlester, Oklahoma. It was the Byng Lady Pirates 11 and your McAlester Lady Buffaloes 0. So until tomorrow when we have Media Day, and until Tuesday as far as game coverage is concerned, we have McAlester Volleyball on their senior night against Seminole. This is Brandon Green saying, don't just have a great night. Have a Buffalo night, everybody. Night-night, Harper.